Stop for a moment. What brought you here wasn't a coincidence. Something within you resonated at the same frequency as this message, and that's why it found you. Have you noticed how some words, some situations, some coincidences seem to carry a deeper meaning? As if the universe is trying to speak to you. In recent days, you've felt something different. A restlessness, a shift in the air, an unexplainable sense that something is about to happen. This isn't your imagination. This is Spanda. The Vedic teachings speak of this primal force. Spanda means the pulse of the universe, the subtle movement of consciousness that leads us to our true destiny. It's the invisible energy that pushes us toward new realities even when we try to resist. Everything in the cosmos pulses in perfect rhythm. The planets follow their orbits, the tides rise and fall, our hearts beat effortlessly. And just as nature follows this flow, your life is also being guided. What you're feeling right now isn't a random thought. It's the universe calling you. But most people ignore it. They keep living on autopilot, closed off to the signs, trapped in old patterns. And when that happens, Spanda's energy manifests in other ways, as blocks, frustrations, the feeling of being stuck in something that should have already changed. If you've made it this far, it means something bigger is already happening behind the scenes of your life, but the universe can't force you to see it. You have to accept it. In the next few seconds, you'll understand what the universe is trying to show you. Stay until the end. Your answer is already coming. There's something stirring within you, a restlessness that can't be ignored. At first, it felt like a passing sensation, a random thought that surfaced in moments of silence, but now it's grown stronger. It's become a real dilemma. You feel like you're standing at a crossroads. On one side, there's the safety of what you already know, what's always been there, even if it no longer fulfills you. On the other, there's the unknown, a new territory that sparks curiosity but also fear. Your mind wants guarantees. It seeks logical reasons to stay where you are, even though this choice no longer resonates with who you're becoming. It argues, questions, resists. The mind fears change because change means uncertainty, but your intuition feels something different. There are moments when, for just a second, you realize you no longer belong in the same place. The conversations seem repetitive. Familiar places have lost their charm, and there's an inner voice whispering that it's time to move on. This is where the conflict arises. The fear of letting go of what no longer vibrates at your frequency clashes with the need to move forward to something greater. You find yourself stuck in this internal battle, swinging back and forth between the courage to take a step forward and the hesitation to stay where you are. This struggle is the clearest sign that your energy is already adjusting to a new path. Your spirit has already made the leap, but your consciousness is still trying to catch up. If you feel this restlessness, it means that something within you has already decided to change. You may not have put it into words yet, but the change has already begun. Have you noticed that the more you try to hold on to something, the more that energy seems to slip away? This happens because attachment creates vibrational resistance, blocking the natural flow of manifestation. You feel that something is changing, but you're still clinging to what's familiar. It's natural. Attachment gives the illusion of control, as if holding on tightly could prevent something from slipping away. But the truth is, nothing can remain unchanged forever. The universe moves in cycles. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Some things enter your life to stay, while others come only to fulfill a purpose before moving on. When you try to hold on to something that was meant to leave, you're fighting against the natural flow of existence. And the more you hold on, the more it slips away. Maybe you felt this before, a relationship that's run its course, but you keep trying to keep it alive. A job that no longer inspires you, but you're too afraid to leave. A plan that once seemed perfect but didn't turn out the way you envisioned. You put in more effort, more energy, trying to fix it, trying to keep it standing. But deep down, you know there's nothing left to hold on to. Attachment creates resistance. It closes doors, drains your energy, and keeps you from seeing that while your hands are busy holding on to the old, the new can't come in. What needs to leave will leave, with or without your permission. The question is, will you let go by choice, or will you wait for the universe to do it for you? Letting go doesn't mean failure. It doesn't mean giving up. Letting go means trusting. It means accepting that what is yours by energetic right will always find its way back to you. If something is draining your peace, if a situation no longer matches your frequency, ask yourself, am I holding on to something that should have already gone? What happens when you finally let go? You realize you never needed to hold on to anything. What's yours will stay. What isn't will make space for something greater. The sign is on its way. And then, when you finally let go, something happens. The space that was once filled with resistance now opens up for movement. You might not notice it right away, but something in the air starts to shift. The answers that once seemed distant begin to draw closer. Small details that used to go unnoticed now catch your attention. This is the first sign that the universe is about to communicate with you. The truth is, the universe always responds, but it can only deliver what you're ready to receive. Many spiritual traditions talk about this moment of transition. The ancient Egyptians believed that when a soul underwent judgment in the afterlife, their heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the symbol of truth and universal balance. If the heart was burdened by attachment, it couldn't move forward. This concept reflects in our lives in more subtle ways. When we carry too heavy an emotional burden, we block our own evolution. In the coming days, 2 signs will come to you. The first will appear in a dream. During sleep, your conscious mind relaxes and your subconscious takes over. This is when answers can surface without interference from doubt or logic. You might see familiar faces, mysterious symbols, landscapes that seem unreal yet carry a clear message. Many cultures view dreams as portals between dimensions. Indigenous peoples of North America believe dreams are messages from ancestral spirits. In Vedic philosophy, the dream state, swapna, is considered an intermediary plane between waking life and the absolute, where the spirit can access hidden knowledge. What will your dream try to show you? Maybe it will be a warning. There'll be a confirmation. Maybe a farewell to something your soul has already understood it needs to let go of. When you wake up, try to remember the details. They're not random. The second sign will come from someone unexpected. It could be a phrase spoken in passing, a conversation you overhear, or a quote in a book that feels like it's speaking directly to you. When it happens, you'll feel an immediate reaction. It might be a chill, a lump in your throat, or a sudden inner silence. This will be your recognition that the message was meant for you. Carl Jung called this synchronicity, a phenomenon where seemingly unrelated events align so precisely they feel guided by an invisible purpose. It's not a coincidence. It's an energetic alignment. When your vibration changes, your reality changes too. This means the answers you're about to receive aren't external to you. They've been inside you all along, just waiting for your awareness to open up and recognize them. But here's an important detail. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. If your mind is too busy, too worried, stuck in the past, or anxious about the future, the signs will go unnoticed. You might wake up from the dream and dismiss it as meaningless. You might hear the phrase and ignore it, thinking it was just a coincidence. But nothing is a coincidence. If this message found you, if you made it this far, if you felt something stir inside you while reading these words, then it's already happening. Now, all you need to do is pay attention. The signs will come, and when they do, don't ignore them. The art of patience. And then, when the signs finally come, something inside you wakes up. You realize you're on the right path, that the answer is forming. But instead of feeling peace, the restlessness grows. You want definitive confirmation. You want the change now. But the universe has its own rhythm. Impatience is the mind's trap. It makes you question whether things are really moving, whether the signs you received were real or just coincidences created by your expectations. You start looking for proof, trying to speed up the process, forcing situations, and without realizing it, you interfere with the natural flow of manifestation. Everything in the universe follows a cycle. Just as the moon doesn't skip its phases and the seasons don't change overnight, your reality also needs time to adjust to the new vibration you're emitting. Eastern wisdom teaches us about the concept of Wu Wei, the art of effortless action. It doesn't mean inaction, but rather allowing things to happen at the right time, without forcing, without resistance. Imagine you plant a seed in the soil. You water it on the first day, and wake up the next morning eager to see if it sprouted. But nothing has changed. On the second day, the same thing. On the third day, in your impatience, you dig up the soil to see if something is happening. But in doing so, you disrupt the natural process. Manifestation works the same way. The universe has already received your intention. Now it's working behind the scenes, moving energies, creating alignments, opening pathways you can't yet see. But if your mind doesn't know how to wait, it will try to interfere, and instead of speeding things up, it will only block the flow. The silence between asking and receiving is where many people give up. Doubt creeps in. Will it really happen? What if I'm wrong? What if I need to do something more? But here's the secret. You don't need to chase after what's already coming to you. What's meant for you is already on its way. Your only job now is to keep your vibration aligned with what you want to receive. The waiting period isn't empty. It's the space where energy adjusts, where your mind adapts to what you've asked for, where your reality reorganizes itself to accommodate what's about to arrive. If it feels like nothing's happening, look again. Small changes have already begun. The energy is already shifting. But only those who trust can see it. And then the waiting starts to make sense. What once felt like silence reveals itself as a sacred space where answers begin to emerge in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. But the problem is, most people expect the truth to come like thunder, an undeniable sign, concrete proof that erases all doubt. But the universe doesn't work that way. The answers rarely come with a bang. They come as a soft echo, repeating themselves in patterns, coincidences, and intuitions that can't be ignored. Have you noticed how certain situations seem to repeat themselves in your life? As if you're always circling back to the same point, facing similar challenges, meeting people with the same energy, reliving the same emotions. This isn't a coincidence. It's the reflection of your vibration. The universe works like a mirror. It reflects what you emit. If you feel scarcity, it shows you difficult paths. If you carry fear, it presents situations that reinforce that insecurity. If you see yourself as someone without value, it places people around you who confirm that belief. But when you change your frequency, reality responds, and the answer was always there, inside you. The problem isn't the world or external circumstances. It's in how you perceive and interpret what happens. The right question isn't, why is this happening to me? But, what is this trying to teach me? If something keeps repeating, it's because there's something you haven't seen yet. If something continues to challenge you, it's because there's a lesson that hasn't been learned. So ask yourself, am I vibrating at the frequency of what I want to attract? What is this situation trying to show me? If I set fear aside, what would I choose? The answer may not come immediately, but when you're ready to see it, it will reveal itself. And this is when loneliness sets in. Because when you start to awaken, the world around you no longer feels the same. Superficial conversations lose their meaning. The places that once brought you comfort now feel empty. The connections that once held you together no longer vibrate at the same frequency. And that can be terrifying. The loneliness of awakening isn't just about the absence of people, but the absence of identification with the reality you once knew. And when that happens, many panic. They try to hold on to the past, force old connections, or fit back into places where they no longer belong. But what if this emptiness isn't a punishment? What if it's space being created for something new? Those who feel out of place are often the ones vibrating at a higher frequency. There's nothing wrong with you. What's happening is that your energy is refining, filtering, becoming more selective. And in this process, some things need to leave so others can enter. The universe never leaves a space empty for long. But you need to embrace the silence, because within it lies the deepest connection you can have, the connection with yourself. You've never been alone, but you need to learn to listen beyond the noise to realize that the universe has always been responding. How to prepare for what's to come. The transition is happening. You can feel it. The old certainties are crumbling while something new is forming on the horizon, but for a moment everything seems suspended. This is the moment of choice. Every change begins at a single point, the decision to take a step forward. The universe doesn't impose anything, it simply responds. The life you desire already exists, but you have to choose to live it. Doing nothing is also a choice. Staying where you are, waiting for an even clearer sign, postponing transformation out of fear of the unknown, all of these are decisions. But they are decisions that keep you stuck in the same place. The universe can only align your reality with something new when you become compatible with that new frequency. If you desire abundance, you must vibrate in the energy of abundance. If you want love, you must align yourself with the frequency of love. If you want transformation, you need to make space for it to happen. So ask yourself, if I knew everything was already flowing in my favor, what would I choose? This question is more than a mental exercise. It's the key to uncovering what your soul already knows, but your mind still hesitates to accept. The answer is already within you, but to access it, your energy needs to be clean, receptive. This is the moment to prepare for what's coming. The universe is always in motion, and everything that doesn't align with your vibration must be dissolved. If you want a new beginning, you need to let go of the old completely. There's a simple but powerful ritual for this moment of transition. Take a piece of paper and write down everything you want to let go of. Don't overthink it, just let the words flow. Then, burn the paper, watching the ashes carry away what no longer belongs to you. Take a bath with lavender or rosemary. Water holds ancient renewing power. As it runs down your body, visualize old patterns dissolving and your energy being purified. Before you go to sleep, close your eyes and see the new reality you desire, not as a distant wish, but as something that's already yours. Notice the details, feel the emotions. The universe doesn't respond only to what you ask for, but to what you believe is real. This process isn't just a symbolic ritual. It's an energetic declaration, a command to the universe. And then something happens. The sign you've been asking for arrives. Maybe in a dream, maybe in an unexpected phrase, maybe in a feeling so deep that your entire body recognizes it before your mind even understands. When that moment comes, you'll know. What matters isn't the form the sign takes, but what it awakens inside you. It will be the confirmation of something you've always known deep down. You asked for clarity, and now it's manifesting. But the universe can't make the choice for you. Only you can take that step. The transition has already begun. The next move is in your hands. Now that you've understood this message, don't leave yet. Something important awaits you. A special video has been prepared for you to take the next step on this journey. The answers are revealing themselves, and this is the moment to keep going. Click on the video on the screen now, and I'll meet you there.